Hello everybody, my name is Jason and I own Allure Pest Management, and I was one of the lucky ones that received one of the brand new FlowZone 2.5 sprayers, and today I'm going to review it for you guys. Alright, so I wanted to start the review off with the 2V, which is the previous version to this new 2.5 that just arrived at the doorstep. So the 2V also had quite a few upgrades from the older backpack, and one of them was the trusty strap. Now that was a big issue with FlowZone. Their strap wasn't the best, and they reinvented the strap here for the 2V, and it really was a game changer. I thoroughly love my backpack, and super comfortable, so that was a huge plus. One of the other items that we're going to be looking at today is actually going to be this guy right here. So this is probably the most important feature of the backpack, because this is where you turn it on and this is how you measure the rate that's coming out of the actual nozzle of the backpack. And with chemical being as expensive as it is, this feature right here is extremely important, and we're going to go over a couple little things about that here soon. Okay, so here we are. So the box has now been unboxed, and these are all the pieces that are inside this backpack sprayer. So you got obviously the main backpack here. Now you have your gun. In this box here is our charger for the battery. Looks like we got some new boxing, so now the batteries come in this nice little fancy box, which is a nice little upgrade there. We got our strap here, along with our wand, and this is our clip to basically hold our nozzles along with our gun once we get everything dialed in. So I just wanted to give you that quick shot. Now honestly, from opening this box, if I went as fast as I could to get this thing set up, I'm telling you, you can get this done in less than 3 minutes. I mean, it's so easy. One of the best parts about this backpack. So I'm going to assemble the backpack here, and then we'll come on back to the review here in a second. All right, so we are now back. The backpack is set up. The only thing I didn't do is I didn't hook up the pieces to actually hold in the gun and wand at this moment, because I just want to get this review done. I'll set the particulars up after I get finished with this review, but here's a side-by-side from the Typhoon 2V versus the FlowZone 2.5. So some of the differences are branding a little bit is different here. Looks like we got a bigger logo, a little bit more information on this versus the other. The second one, which is I believe the biggest change of this whole entire backpack, is going to be this dial here. Okay, so the rotary dial we have here is variable, which means you can basically kind of turn it to any speed anytime you want, very easily and loosely, but it's very difficult to figure out which PSI you're on, because you're just kind of whimming it, you know, so you have to go by the pressure of what's being outputted versus what you know is being outputted. Now this guy here, looks like what they did was they changed this into settings. So we now have, it looks like setting 1, setting 2, setting 3, setting 4, and setting 5. So I'm assuming that we're going to start with probably the lowest setting and then work our way all the way up into the highest, which is about the 120 PSI that this backpack can get to. So this is a nice little feature. I'm excited to try this one, and I'll be filling up the backpack now, and we'll get to spraying a little bit. It does not look like there's any differences at all yet with the battery here. The battery appears to be the same. So, you know, I was getting a pretty decent charge on this and length of use on this battery. I mean, I was getting 3 to 4 days easy on these batteries. So the battery is pretty decent. It looks like the new backpacks have a nice little, you know, tag to register your sprayer, which is neat. So it really looks like the company is upgrading and turning into one of the, you know, premier brands when it comes to, you know, backpack sprayers. So I'm really excited about you know, their growth and what's to come with FlowZone. So let me go ahead and fill this guy up. We'll come on back and we'll get to spraying. Okay everybody, so now I have my setting. Let's go ahead and we'll go back. We'll go to setting 1 here. Get a little bit of spraying action here. All right. Absolutely perfect spray. Feels like butter. That's great. So that's setting 1. Now I'll show you a fan of the bushes here. Setting 1. Absolutely perfect. Hard to beat. Now, it may seem like a lot, but honestly, it's really not. It's all based off of how you control this wand. Now, for video purposes, I'm taking my time and going a little bit slower, but in real world scenario, you know, say this is my structure, you know, this would be my spray process, you know, so quick and efficient with using the least amount of product as possible. Yeah, all right, so setting 1, absolutely perfect, is where I'm gonna be most of the time. Let's go to setting 2 and see what we got. All right, so you can definitely feel the jump. I mean, you can see the spray pattern difference already. That's a pretty big difference. So for what I'm doing, I most likely will not be using this setting because I will blast through chemical. Show you a little fan spray here. I mean, it does coat nice. So if you're doing mosquito treatments, if you're doing flea treatments, I mean, this is probably the setting to be on. I couldn't imagine going any higher than this, to be honest. So I'm gonna click it up to 3 now and see where we are. Oh wow. It feels like we're going up 30 to 40 PSI, maybe 20, 25 PSI each cycle. That's probably what it is, about 25 PSI. I've never sprayed with my personal backpack this high, but I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. As you can see, it's pretty heavy. Now let's go to the next one. You can probably hear the sound difference in the motor. Yeah, this would just blaze through product. But like I said, on that first click, I mean, it's absolutely perfect. So let's go to the next setting, and this will be our last setting. I feel like a firefighter right now. I can put out a fire anywhere. This is insane. But still, I feel nothing but precision with these backpacks. And let me dial it back to 1. And we can go back to that pattern again. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Sounds great. Okay, so this is me with the backpack actually on. Now, I'm gonna take this backpack off and we'll go ahead and take another look at this on-off switch with the 5 different settings here. Now, all right, so here we go. So this guy here again, so we have those independent settings, 0 through 5, 1 being the least amount, 5 being the most. But as you see, as you click that and engage it, it's not going anywhere. So whatever you engage it on, it's gonna stay exactly at that gauge for the entire time you're spraying, which is absolutely perfect, and helps with, you know, consistency and perfect application each and every time. So really liking that part of the backpack. Now the other part of the backpack that's new is the hose. So as you can see, the hose is black now on this new 2.5, and on the older backpack here, we have the old white hose. Now, one of my gripes with everything really and you could probably tell that by my truck, but appearance is really everything. And you know, if your products don't look right, if your trucks don't look good, if your uniform doesn't look good, you know, people are going to judge you, and they're not going to be as excited if they, you know, had somebody that did care about their products on their property. So we try to go above and beyond with our products. And with that hose, one thing I noticed, this older hose here, is in the sunlight, you know, it's not UV resistant, so it would start turning yellow, and it started looking funky. It just didn't look good. Now you could replace the hose, yeah, all day long, but you know, I mean, every 2 months to replace a hose, not too fun, you know. So, and it can get expensive too if you're paying for those hoses. Now with this black hose, it seems like a little bit looser as far as bendability here. So like these guys right here, a little bit harder of a hose, and when they get turned into a certain, you know, stage like this one is here, I mean, I don't have a lot of space in my back, or in the back of my truck. I can't, you know, keep my wand and gun in the actual place of you know, the handle where they want you to keep this this gun and handle. I just can't do it in this truck, so I have to, you know, kind of throw it into this truck space wherever it'll fit. And if you see, it's just twisted and turned. This new hose here looks like it will stay much straighter, and when you're applying PSI through a hose like this, if you do have a kink or a bend or anything like that, it will change the way that it sprays, and it will also kind of affect the motor in a way too. Its sprayability will start to be compromised, and it just won't, you know, spray right, and you may jeopardize the motor. So that's that with the upgrades now of the new 2.5 FlowZone Typhoon. So far, I'm extremely excited, and I can't wait to get out tomorrow and give it a shot. So far, if I were to buy either one or the other, just based off of the hose, I would buy the new one. This guy here, I can't really tell, to be honest with you, if when I click this onto the lowest setting or dial it back to the lowest setting, if it's as low as setting number 1 here on this FlowZone Typhoon 2.5. I don't know that yet, and I'll find that out here later. But all in all, as far as a backpack, as far as a company, and as far as the product continuing to evolve, this is one of the best products for myself personally on the market. I honestly look forward to it because I use the backpack sprayer more than I use anything. I use it more than the B&G. I use it more than my Gopher X machine. I use it more than my granules. I use it more than my aerosols. I use it more than everything. So having a spectacular backpack that performs and functions each and every time without problem, it's a big deal. And honestly, ever since I've been using FlowZone, now when I first started, there was a batch that, you know, weren't so great. There were some issues and they were taken care of. But honestly, ever since that was taken care of and I got this new backpack here, just a couple little things needed changing out, which was that back plate. And that's why I have that Cyclone on there versus the Typhoon. But other than that, this backpack was perfect and is perfect. And I wouldn't have changed it to go and try this. I would have rocked this for, you know, however long it would last me. And it seems like it would be a while. But I'm gonna give this one a shot. So I'll put this one as a backup now. And I'll start using this one now. And I'll report back if, you know, my opinion changes. But like I say, as far as a product, this is the product. This is the best thing on the market for backpack sprayers and for pest control professionals. And I'm excited to be a part of it in the smallest way. And FlowZone, keep it up. You're doing great. All right, everybody. Well, that wraps up my review of the 2021 brand new FlowZone Typhoon 2.5. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I hope you guys are killing it in pest control. I wish you guys nothing but the best and nothing but success this year. We're gonna have a really busy season, so make sure your products are right and you got the right, you know, backpack, you got the right everything, because once it's go time, there's no turning back. It's go time. So happy PMPing, and you know, thanks for watching the review. See you next time.